Let's just be honest here. My Hero Academia's ending was garbaggio. So after 10 whole years, Boku no Hero Academia is finally over. It took 430 chapters, and honestly, overall, it was a pretty good ride. Yeah. Now that it's over, I'm going to be talking a little bit about the ending, so this is your spoiler warning. Now, I don't want to be bashing on this right away, so I'll talk about the things that I thought were okay. First off, Deku's a teacher now, right? This is 8 years later, he's a teacher. That makes kind of sense to me. The dude was always kind of nerdy. He was always taking notes, super studious. He'd be rambling on because his mind was going so fast. That makes sense to me though, because there were some battles that he won, not because he was just straight up OP, but because he actually had to use his brain. He had to think a little bit. He had to be strategic. So I could see how that kind of critical thinking mind could be a good teacher. So I'm okay with that part. Now let's just move on to the stuff that I thought was disappointing. I think the most obvious one is that Deku got nothing left. He has zero quirks, nothing at all, not even like a little tiny ember at all. After everything he's gone through, after mastering all the different quirks that he had, he's left with nothing. I felt like the whole journey, I mean, I get it. I get what they're trying to do. But I felt like after this whole journey, I thought it would have been cool to kind of keep one. Even if it was Black Whip, you know what I'm saying? Just something. But dude had nothing. I thought it was kind of whack. Now, another thing I was disappointed in, we became great heroes. We're really gonna go that way? I'm not gonna lie, that gave me straight up participation trophy vibes, man. I get where they're trying to go with this whole thing about us, we, the society, changing everything moving forward. But I just feel some type of way when for the longest time it was the whole story about how Deku became the greatest hero. I was pumped for it. I mean, the dude came from nothing, it became freaking amazing, and then back to nothing. I get it, but personally, just as a fan, I just felt like that was trash. Like, man, that's not what we wanted to see. Maybe it was what you wanted to see, but it's not what I wanted to see. Now, the last problem I have with this ending is the fact that Deku got a power suit. Like, what? Dude, this is 8 years later. To me, it feels like too little, too late. I mean, the dude's already been a teacher. He's already moved on with his life. But then you want to bring back a part of his life that he should have moved on from? It kind of takes away from the story, in my opinion, because you're going to kill off his quirks, right? He's going to have nothing left. The ember died off, right? But then you're gonna give him quirks in the sense of you're giving him a suit that has quirks for him to use. I don't know, something about that just doesn't sit right with me. I guess it bothers me because if you're just gonna take out his quirks, leave it like that. Don't be doing stuff like giving him a suit. It kind of feels like just an artificial way of, oh yeah, you could still be a hero. But then anybody could be a hero as long as they had a suit. You know, I really do think a few changes would have actually made this ending a lot better. For one, they could have gave us some kind of closure between Ochako and Deku. There was nothing, no closure after what, 8 years? Like, come on, give us something. And I say 8 years because that was just the manga's timeline, but what about our timeline? 10 years? We waited 10 years. I don't know exactly when the romance started building up, but there was obviously a little something going on, but we got no closure. I mean, are they leaving it open ending for a reason? Is there a reason for that? Now, lastly, I feel like they really missed out on something. One of the biggest themes throughout this whole thing was how someone quirkless can be a hero, right? Now, why didn't they do that without giving Deku a power suit? For example, they could have made him like the pro hero consultant for everybody across the nation. You know what I mean? Because he was always the guy that was super studious. He was just big, compassionate about all the people's quirks, how they worked, how you could use them, how you could counter them. Why didn't they use him as sort of kind of like the master strategist for just pro heroes in general? Now, the reason why I think that could have been cool, because that would have been one way to show that you don't need to have a quirk to battle villainy. And at the same time, it still puts Deku in a place where he is fighting the good fight, just not on the front lines. All right, y'all, that's all I got for today. Let me know if you actually like the manga's ending or if you have problems with it. I'll see y'all again. Peace.